What's up, y'all? I go by the name of Arlo Maverick, and I'm a man of many hats who just happens to rap. And today we're talking about music conference. One of the things you gotta understand about attending music conferences is that you're essentially attending to learn information from people who know more about the industry that you're a part of. So whether it be someone who is a music manager, whether it's someone who is an agent, whether it's someone who is an artist, or whomever they decide to bring down, you're essentially attending this music conference to get information that's going to propel your career further. Now, one of the things that a lot of people fail to do is researching the person or persons who are going to be speaking at different conferences. It's important that you research these people to figure out how that person applies to where you want to be in your career. And that by doing this, when you're in the music conferences and you're in these sessions where people are speaking, whether they're giving a keynote, whether they're sitting on a panel, or anything of that nature, it's important that you know who that person is and understand their story and understand how that story relates to you, because there's going to be gems that you can get from that. And if you already are somewhat aware of that particular speaker, what it allows you to do, it allows you to have questions prepared. It allows you to get what you need out of that, because a lot of times there's so much to discuss within that setting that they have to try to cover so many things. But if they see that there's a particular interest in a certain area, and they see that you are actually, you've done your research and that you actually are informed about their career and where they've gone, then allows you to also stand out as being someone who actually is informed and someone who did their research. Get involved, get engaged, because once you become part of the conversation, what also is important is that you also stand out to your peers as being a leader. And that's important because whether it's a manager who sees that, okay, yo, like this kid, like he's on point, like he's actually asking the questions that need to be asked. So he's already ahead of so many of these other artists who are just showing up there, and they're at day 1 and he's at like day 26. Shouts out to Diddy. But but you want to make sure that people realize that you are the go-getter. You want to make sure that people realize that you are the person who they should be getting behind. So if it's a manager who says, yo, like if this person here has this much knowledge and has their stuff together and is asking these questions, then that's who I want to represent, you know? Another thing that is cool about music conferences is that some of them, like the Breakout West, which is also the Western Canadian Music Awards, they offer what's called OneonOne Sessions, where again, researching the people who are coming down becomes so important, because now when you're sitting down with them, and you may only have 8 to 10 minutes to speak with them, and if you only have 8 to 10 minutes to speak with somebody who could essentially change your life, then know what you want to ask them. And be attentive and listen to what's being said, because if you're attentive and listen to what's being said, guess what? You're going to be able to take those gems and apply those to your career and allow your career to propel. Another thing is networking opportunities, and I kind of spoke about this earlier, just in regards to people in the room kind of seeing, yo, like you're the person who is ahead, like you actually understand the importance of these conferences. That could lead to networking opportunities, where it could be a situation where another band that you see or another artist that you see is just as hungry to find out more information, because knowledge is power, and you see them like they're go-getters as well too. That should be the person that you're networking with. That should be the person that you're going up to and saying, hey, my name's Arlo Maverick, I'm a hip-hop artist, and I really think we can connect and build on something. You seem to have the same business sense as I have, but you're also a passionate artist. Let's do a tour. Let's at least create the dialogue organically that allows us to actually do something where we could both continue to build as artists and continue to grow as artists. When I look at Sunreal and Rich Kid, when they collaborated together, that was just through networking, and it allowed for both their careers to actually propel further than they were before. So again, just looking at like-minded people and saying, okay, how do we actually build, and being that person that people recognize as someone who is a hardworking individual, and someone who is actually hungry. Another thing with showcases is that they often offer showcase opportunities, and when you're given the opportunity to showcase, you got to sell yourself to this audience of people, and you have to work your magic. And you can't just make great music. You got to make great music and market that so that people will actually come out to support your event. You also have to make it so that the delegates who are there at the conference, all they want to do is attend your showcase, because you created enough of a buzz that people are like, yo, like we're all going to that dude's showcase. Because once you get to that point there, now you've marketed to the people, the audience that will most likely be there, who will part of them will not be music industry people. They'll just be regular fans of music. If you've got those fans engaged and you've got the music industry people seeing that you got these people engaged, then you're put in a situation where all of a sudden now it's like, hey, would you be interested in coming over to Europe for this festival? Would you do you have music that we could use for a sync in this television show? Do you have artist management? Do you have artist representation? And all of a sudden the dialogue starts going, and now all of a sudden you're put in a situation where that team that you wanted to build is now forming because you've proven that you've done your homework, put in your 10,000 hours. Now it's time to build that team that I could actually pay because there's a viable product or service that's able to be provided to people. With showcases as well too, there's grants available. So again, just jumping back to music industry associations that I've talked about in previous videos. Music industry associations can provide you with showcase grants. There's also Factor that could also provide you with showcase grants as well too. So there's no excuse for you not to go to these things, and even some music industry associations will actually provide you with funding for you to actually attend the conference, for you to actually gain music knowledge. So you may not even have a showcase that you're performing at, but they will provide you with the funds for you to be able to attend the showcase if you can basically allow them to see that there is an effort on your part to actually grow as an artist and actually gain knowledge to better your career. If there's something that you learned in this video, then please pay it forward. Please share it, post it, add it to a playlist, whatever it may be. Let's get the communication going back and forth. Please comment in the comment section. Please like, please subscribe, because the more we can do this, the more information that's out there and the stronger of a music community we build. If there's a topic that you want me to touch on, or if there's a topic that I've touched on that you felt I could have went a little bit more in depth, then let me know. I try to just give you a little bit so that it inspires you and encourages you to actually do the math, do the knowledge on your own, because at the end of the day, it's very important that we have as many knowledgeable people in this music industry for us to be able to create an industry that is able to exist without strings being attached and without us having to make music that we don't want to make. All right, so until the next episode, until the next time, until the next whenever, peace.